Alrighty, we're going to be putting an outlet over on this wall, coming from a corner piece down here. Here in the country I was born in, we use 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the berry, the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a 110, 120 volt switch loop or on a 220, 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. So we're going to get this wire mold going and put it in. Pop our corner piece off here. Alright, unscrew one here. Go up here.
That's good, because you know what? I moved everything out of the way and I'm going to clean after.
Oh, good.
You do all this?
Yeah.
Because everything's moved, I can really clean the floors good.
Oh, good.
That's great. You'll be doing homework in here, okay?
No, I love kitties. Took this piece off. Oh, guess what? I'll be able to put it up with putting the light just up slight bit. The light up just a slight bit. And I don't have to mess around moving it up a lot. Up just a bit so I get to go where I want. Just here. Tap that one in all the way. And we'll get this one in up here. There we go. So I might just have to move the light over slightly. There we go. Now we're okay, now we can get our light straightened back up again here. Oh, you know what, Sandra? I did forget something at my house. Yeah, the corner pieces. Yeah. Okay, so we gotta get a piece of wire mold from here to our corner piece here. If you look closely, the wire mold is made here in the country I was born in. That's a nice thing to see. So we'll put our corner piece in like this here. See how it goes in there like that? And we'll get it onto our wall here and we'll mark where we gotta cut it. Gotta cut it about right here. We have a junk saw blade, so we're gonna take it off. We're gonna use our cobalt tools. You know, on the non-factory edge here, we'll take our file here. And we'll just make sure we don't have any sharp edges in here that can cut the wire. That's going to be right. So we'll put our wire into our wire mold here. end. It's going to be long enough to move our outlet there, so we'll just push it in. Irritate it in. So it's going nice and straight. Make sure it's straight. Screw it in. Okay, so I'm done to about so I'm coming down to about here, and then I'm going to be coming up to about here. Okay, so this has a factory end on it. So I want to file this one. This on here, like this. I'll screw this into our wall. I'm going to bring this corner piece up a little bit. There, that looks straight. If it doesn't go, you just keep playing with it. You don't get all upset. There we go. Now we'll get our other piece to come up. Going over. Okay, so this is the factory end. You know what? If it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off. That's all. You know what? I'm just going to cut it off. I'm not getting bent out of shape. I'm just going to cut this piece off. If I can't get that piece out, it goes. I don't play with that little piece if it doesn't come off. I just cut it off. Don't get frustrated over it. And I'll take my file and make sure I don't have any sharp edges in here. here, got the functional wire. So we'll go up this way and we'll go over this way. So we put our piece in here like that. And we'll set it in here like this. Straight. We'll feed our wire up. Go. This one is going to go over to our outlet. Tear this off the hard way. So it doesn't go easy, you just tear it off the hard way. There we go. It comes off in pieces. You know what? It comes off in pieces, that's all. You don't get all bent out of shape about it. If it sticks, it sticks, that's all. You know what? This piece doesn't want to come off either. That piece that joins wire mold together, if it doesn't come off peacefully, it's going to get cut off. Yep, it's going to get cut off. Just cut it off. Don't get all bent out of shape over it. take our pile. Make sure we get all our little boogers out of here. Like filing phone charges. That glue doesn't come off, you just peel it off the hard way, that's all. Just peel it off the hard way. Okay, bring it over. Didn't feel like anything solid, so I'm probably there is something solid right there. That one's solid. That one's solid. That one's solid. And that one is solid. Well, you know what? We don't have a ground screw, and we're not getting all that out of shape over it. We're not going to get all frustrated. We're not going to carry on. If you don't have it, you don't have it. I knew I had one. I put it in my bag, and it's not there, but guess what? We're not going to get all pissing and moaning and carrying on and complaining and crying, and it's not going to help you. So we'll just do our second best thing. I love to forget things. Just gotta learn to love it, and that's all. Just learn to love not having everything. Just learn to love it. Learn to. I love not having a ground screw, because I'm not gonna get frustrated over it. I'm not gonna get worked up. It's not gonna help anything. That hole is stripped, so you know what? We have to go without. That's all. It's so simple. I'd rather go without and then complain about it, what I don't have. Focus on what I do have and be thankful for it. And not complain about what I don't have and what I can't do. So we're going to open up our knockout here. I'll take one more look before I go without that green screw, because I know I'm supposed to have one. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. And if you can't do it, you can't. I remember putting one in my bag. I do remember it, and it was there 1 minute. It's gone now, so I'll look one more time before I give up. Because frustrating is not going to change anything. It's not going to help you. It's not going to give you what you need. Sometimes you just have to go without. So I'm going to look in here one last time, make sure I don't have one. So you know what, I'm just going to have to go without and not cry about it. I'm going to break off a plaster ear here. I'm going to make it work. Because I know it's code and I'm supposed to have it, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. Just got to do the second best thing, that's all. I'm just doing the best I can. I'm not crying about what I don't have. I'm not complaining about it. I'm praising Jehovah and thanking Him for what I do have instead of focusing on what I don't have and what I can't do. So I just praise Jehovah for what I have here, and I'm going to proceed with what I have and be thankful for it, and not cry about it, not complain about it. Rose Calico, I love you. Oh, wait a minute, I do have something I can use. I'm going to use a 1032 screw off of a Romex connector. If that fits, if it fits, it fits. Nope, it doesn't fit. So we'll be thankful for what we have. We're not going to get all pissing and moaning and crying and carrying on and complaining about what we don't have, because we don't have it. It's that simple. It's so simple. But, oh, wait a minute. I forgot I had this container. actually found one. I'm so thankful. So I can do it according to code. I'm so thankful. Make sure the wire's around the screw the direction your screw turns. And so we have it now according to code, the way it should be. That screw is not biting into anything, so we'll try putting it in a different angle. Maybe it'll grab something. We'll leave that washer on there for a little extra support. And maybe it'll bite something if I screw down at an angle here. Hey, it bit into something. Hey, it did bite something, so we're good now. Okay, so here in the country I was born in, our outlets are polarized. Your black, red, or blue wire goes on the brass screw, which is live. The narrow slot, your white goes on the silver screw, and your ground goes on this green screw. So we're just going to close the screws we're not going to be using. Take off about an inch of our wire here. I'll bring the camera down close so you can see better. So we'll start with hooking our white wire up and our ground wire. You put your wire around the screw, the direction your screw turns, like that. Close your loop like that. Make sure it's nice and tight like that. Make your loop the direction your screw turns. Put your white on the silver colored screw here. Close the loop like that. Make sure your copper is under the screw head all the way and your insulation's not pinched. We'll flip it around. We'll get our black wire on our brass screw. Go around the screw the direction your screw turns. Close your loop like that there. Make sure it's nice and tight like that. Make sure your insulation is not pinched under the screw head and your copper is under the screw head all the way around. I'm going to pull it back a little bit because the insulation's up close to the screw, so we'll just pull back slightly here. Make sure it's nice and tight. You want it to look like that. The insulation's not pinched and our copper is under the screw head all the way around. So now we can put our wires into our box. We'll keep our ground wire down here at the bottom. And we'll push it down to the bottom of our box. And we'll just have our black and white go in like an accordion like this. See how I have them like an accordion there? And the ground is going like an accordion, but down at the bottom. So I'm going to make sure screws aren't going to hit any of the wires here. And we'll screw our outlet in. And I'll tighten it by hand so I don't strip my holes out. Get it centered on our box here. I'll get my flashlight and just look and make sure that our wires aren't getting hit. That screw's not hitting. That screw's not hitting anything. I hate this strobe, but that's what I got, and I'm going to be thankful for it. We'll stick our cover on here. Okay, now we'll put a strap on here. Get right in here in the middle, this piece. Okay, we'll get our corner piece in here.
Are we at a point? That word of peace, it's not a stab in the back, it's a punch in the face.
Okay, so we're going to put...
Other countries sitting in that word.
Is the war, is the genocide in Gaza over?
Israel is getting rid of the Palestinians in the most sadistic way this century could afford.
It's not about what you
Okay, so
say.
we're going to take this off here.
Regardless.
Every time there is a violent smear campaign against me,
Pull
we
it
are
out the rest of the way here.
a reporting deadline.
You've been sanctioned. What is it like? How difficult does it make your life?
I cannot have
Okay, so we're going to see if we can feed some wires back through here.
There is a direct link. It's like the orgy of power.
Thank you. There's hundreds of you already.
I'm just going to see if this will fit.
The occupied Palestinian territories, where there is a genocide ongoing. We're speaking on the day that Donald Trump in D.C. is unveiling his board of peace, which includes...
Yeah, we're going to take it out of the jacket.
On the board of peace, which makes no sense to me. But we're also talking to you because you have been at the center of a lot of controversy recently. Because, and I'm going to read this out, a clip went viral of you saying, instead of stopping Israel, most of the world is armed, given it political excuses, political sheltering, economic and financial support. We now see that we as a humanity have a common enemy.
Wires
That wasn't the full clip, was it?
back if we can.
Quite interesting to see what has unfolded, because it's not that this is what I said that made headlines.
Okay, so here's our
then I will
black and our white.
and the viewers what I think. But what I said is that
There we go.
so
We'll
in
get
the
our
context of an Al
ground
Jazeera
wire
or
through here.
mainly to media in a jurists panel, a panel of legal experts, I was saying we have been looking at the stabbing at the heart of international law for 2 years. Because the genocide is a crime that is to be prevented, it's to be stopped, it's to be punished, it's not to trigger indifference.
Okay.
What it has provoked among most of the and I said,
So we gotta bound our ground wire to the box here.
these crimes, but it would have not been able to do
And we'll
that
get our wire around there.
without the system that has
Okay, we have
enabled
plenty of ground wire here.
financed
So
it.
bring some more. We'll get around our
Even if
green
it
screw
was
here.
and basically let it go. Let it go with the slaughter of Palestinians, with the starving, with the destruction of life and whatever is necessary as conditions for life. And it didn't go that well. It's been chopped, it's been doctored, but what has made it?
Okay, so I'm gonna tap this so it goes into the sheetrock there. There we go.
That the blunder was served to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of France.
Where's our outlet? If I can't find it, I'll just grab another one. I'll just grab another one. So you'll not find this one bother you. I'll just grab another one. So I'm gonna make sure we have enough room in here. Looks like we are. Okay, so we're gonna take this one off here.
Which is almost
And we're gonna take
it's not about what you said, it's about they want to get rid of you regardless, and they'll use whatever they can.
the
even
two
though-
middle ones here.
I'll come back to the French in a moment, but it was Hillel Neuer, who is the other notorious executive director of UN Watch, which is a pro-Israel NGO. He was one of the first people, if not the first, to share the doctor's video of you on February 8th. Just for people watching, Francesca's, you could go online and watch the video, we won't play it here, but she between the two statements, it cut out completion, two sentences, and then you couldn't to make it sound like you were saying Israel is the common enemy of humanity, rather than, as you say, you were talking about the system.
Okay, so I'm gonna go
the finance.
up like that. Get our wire stripped off here.
How did you get away with sharing a doctor's photo?
Okay.
The other day he shared another.
Alright, we'll get our jacket off of here. I got it off very nicely.
We live in a very dangerous age, are we not? Where people are able to steal one another, not just forget AI, old-fashioned editing.
Maybe yes and no. In the sense, we are not talking of artificial intelligence
Yeah.
here. I would like people to notice two things. First of all, the cut and paste of that video was so rudimentary.
Okay, so we're gonna get a
That was almost
connector here if I can find it. If I can't, I'll just use a wire nut, that's all. I knew I brought them. Oh, here they are. Okay, so we're gonna put one here. We're gonna connect all our ground wires together.
That has a huge impact on, let's say, my credibility. And
I'll bring
what
this
is
one up here so it's...
interesting that this time there has been an incredible pushback
Yes.
from the
Alright.
United Nations, diplomats, civil servants, intellectuals, artists, students, and this is why we are a movement, and we are acting, and we are acting more and more.
So we make sure we get our
organically. This is
copper
why I tell
into the
people,
connector all the
don't
way.
despair. You do not
See,
undo
I
a
get the copper all the way up to the end
system that
here.
has profound roots
And this will
in
be our tail to go to our outlet. I'll put it down
and
here.
has been ongoing for centuries, and in
Okay, we'll
Palestine
push
for-
it in.
for 100 years.
Okay, so see how all our copper is coming to the bottom there? So we'll push this back in here so it's out of our way of everything here. And we'll bring our ground wire down to the bottom. We'll have our
Subscribe.
black and white that will hook up to our outlet.
On live show. But if you want early access to exclusive content, then you have to
Okay, so now we're ready to put our box on here.
subscribe now. You'll be supporting fearless, independent journalism. Well, you've been very resilient. They say you've been under attack for a long time. People calling for resignation, spearing you. The French foreign
Now
minister,
it's going to be a miracle if I find the screws.
called for your resignation. He said you should be fired at the next Human Rights Council meeting on February 23rd. The French haven't backed down, as you said. What is your response to the French government?
I wish the UN had a bit of this, exercised a bit of this scrutiny on those who are accused of war crimes, crimes against humanity before the International Criminal Court, instead of allowing them to fly over the airspace, through the airspace of the country. And I wish you had done something
Make sure in our track over here.
the attack against me over fabricated statements to stop the crimes in Gaza and the rest of the occupied Palestinian territory. The best of it is that they use the recognition of the state of Palestine as the quintessential proof that they have done so much
Okay,
for
we got it.
Palestine. I mean, look at the audacity. And they, 35 years later,
There we go.
recognize the state of Palestine.
1,
I do want to ask about the UN. You mentioned the UN, Francesca. Stefan,
2. I'm in our track on this side, in our track on
he was asking if
this side. And now we'll hook our outlet up that we're going to put in here.
In his response, he made clear, quote, how completely separate from the Secretary General you are. He said,
Okay, I take off about a
she said, referring to you,
inch
and the issue needs to be addressed by member states
on
themselves.
each
He didn't
wire
say anything
here.
about the viewing doctrine. He didn't say anything about all of the malicious smears against you. He didn't say anything about UN Watch, this pro-Israel group, abusing its UN accreditation to attack you. What do you make of the UN Secretary General?
Are you helping David?
Yes,
Or
I
are
love
you
the
just
kitty.
watching?
He's a very good cat.
Yes, he is.
I love kitties. I'd like
He's making our house nicer.
I'd love to pet the calico.
Well, they're hiding up right now.
Yeah.
Yes, of course we are independent, which is the reason why I can be
Make sure we get a nice connection there
also
like
so
that.
outspoken. And it's my independence, like that of Michael Fakri or other special rapporteurs who are Richard Bennett, who are so vocal. But Kofi Annan used to say that special procedures are the eyes and ears, the crown jewels
Close our loop, the directioner.
of the international
Screw
system, of
turns.
the UN system. And what shall I say? Thank you.
Well, they don't like hearing.
You made your point.
Make sure it's tight like
For
that.
sure. Before I go to our audience,
I live with it.
Okay, it's a little long, so we'll clip a little out.
before I go to the audience, Donald Trump
Make
said
a nice
today
loop
before
here.
the peace meeting, the war is over in Gaza. Even though
Okay.
something like 600 people, conservative estimate, have been killed in Gaza since the quote-unquote ceasefire. Is the war, is the genocide in Gaza over? Francesca?
Okay, so we'll just close our
Clearly not.
loop here, the direction our screw turns.
Or anyone in his circle cares anything for what's going on in Gaza. There is an Italian parliamentarian who said something that I find very fitting. He said, looking at what's going
Make
on
sure
in
it's
Gaza,
nice and
it
tight
seems
like
the
that.
Western countries,
We'll flip it around. Now we'll get our black wires over here on our brass colored
How
screws.
she the girl?
Oh, but the cat.
from immobilism to immobilism. And there is a colonial fare around it, which is really
I'm
mind-blowing.
gonna go up.
That word of peace
And then we go there.
is not
There he is. You want some food? Whatever.
Meow meow calico.
Trying to obliterate international law, the law of self-determination, the ICJ advisory opinion, anything that has been written under the auspices of the United Nations past 80 years and the Geneva Conventions, etc. I think it's also creating an alternative. So it's displacing and replacing. It's creating something else. This board of peace, it's an imperial version of the post-Security Council era. And
So we have what we
I'm not
want.
surprised.
So we're going to keep this ground wire down at the bottom here. So we'll go
Administration comes
up.
with such a proposal.
up with our black and our white, and then we'll go back down with our black and our white, like this, and we'll see if we get into the box. We'll keep it in here, and I'm going to make sure we don't push into our sharp edges here. Make sure our screw's not going to hit a wire here.
In terms of principles and values on everyone. It's really incredible.
Okay, I'm going to shorten this screw because we have that wire going up to our light.
They're all there just to suck up to Donald Trump. I'm not sure if you saw the ruler of Kazakhstan. They need to give him a special peace prize. They all know how to play Donald Trump.
So we have a screwdriver we can cut our screws with, or
he's grateful to you, Francesca. He says, how did average global citizens support
to cut your 632 screw, you just screw it in like that, and you'll watch the piece I don't need fall out. Just unscrew it, move it back and forth a little bit to get the threads good. Oh, I forgot to get a cover for this outlet. Do you have a cover for this one?
Where was that cover?
That was a new one.
This cover, that's for that?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I had covers somewhere.
Someone sent me Mexican food saying New England vegetarian. It was all vegetarian saying we want to support you just as what we can do. Someone paid in my home. I don't know, these are small
Oh, here it is. I got it in my flashlight.
Okay. I want to make sure this white wire's not going to be pinched anywhere in here. There we go.
Of children, there are over 1 million people in Gaza who have remained homeless, who have been made homeless. I don't know, it's very
So we're pushing in here.
still there are people coming because we are coming together as one. And there are a few people who have the privilege
Okay,
to
see.
talk about what's going on, denounce the system.
Okay, there it is.
I'm one of those, but again, I thank Palestine for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, I can see that screw's not going to hit anything. We'll put our nice little short one we made up here in the top. I'll tighten that up by hand. Okay, good, you found it. Thank you.
It's very hard. I don't think there is a possibility to really determine, other than to the conservative figures, that the Ministry of Health in Gaza
Let's take our cover on here.
We have between 75,000 and 80,000 people who have been killed by strikes, so bombs or violence. This account doesn't include those who have died because of starvation, because of medical things. Now there is also meningitis.
Okay, now with this box here, the box we took off is going to be too shallow, so we bought a deeper box here, and it'll go on the same box here. Okay.
Which means that the kids, the babies, have to be moved from one formula
Just
to
for
another.
my appreciation, would you like if I make you some corn muffins to take home?
Yes. Oh, corn muffins?
Yeah.
My diabetes numbers have been really high.
And when
But
you
that's
see
not
your
really
child suffering
sugary.
because it's
Uh,
just cannot be
cornbread.
nourished. This is one.
It's okay if you
But
don't.
also,
Yeah.
now
If
Israel
you think it's
only
bad for your
allows
diabetes,
Israel
then-
Yeah, it probably is.
These are
Okay.
the last information. And
Meow meow, I love
Palestinians
Puss.
are
I
very
just love
suspicious
her.
because this will not be the first time that they find either pills in the food or other contaminants. Look, I mean, Israel is getting rid of the Palestinians in the most sadistic way this century could afford. And It's
Okay,
shocking
see, make
that
sure your
no one
wire's not
stops it.
too
We
short.
just talk, you know, of this
Gets a
kind
little
of
long.
brutal killing, but what about those who have disappeared?
Goes in like
There are
this.
probably
Push it down, make sure you see the
11,000
copper at the
people
bottom.
under the rubble. 11,000. And then there are about 10,000 people in jail and 4,000 people unaccounted for. And it's shocking. It's really shocking.
It is. Roshan Gadami and others look into this, knowing that you'd get smeared with no recourse. Because the cost to you has been tremendous to you and your family. What makes it worse to you, just to point out, you've been sanctioned since last summer. It makes you almost an unperson on the international scene.
I cannot answer with the mind I had years ago. Because I think, knowing myself, that had I known what I was putting myself into, I wouldn't have done it. I mean, I'm not that courageous. I'm not, I wish I was courageous. I'm not. I'm just someone who has a strong integrity. And that is tested at every step, and I can't take back because I always do the right thing. But this is a choice made in
Make
the
sure your
moment.
wire is nice and straight before you put it
3
in
years
the
ago, I was
connector.
definitely prepared for this. Yes, I would know. I could expect the smears because I've seen how they tormented, like the pro-genocide.
Make sure the copper gets up to the top.
How they tormented Richard Fall,
Hello,
Michael
come here,
Lee,
kitty.
and John Dugard.
Come here, kitty.
3 authorities in international law who had this mandate. So I was expecting some
Make sure it's
fierce,
not too long. It's a little long, so we'll take a little
but not
after
like this, and
this.
especially this is something I was not expecting. The cowardice and the complicity member states could get involved in. This has been a complete shock to me. Germany, Italy, France, Ireland, but even Ireland, I mean, it's not as solid government-wise as we would have expected. We have had Spain and Slovenia
Okay, I see all our coppers up at the top
moving
there.
forward to an extent, but the rest of Europe has been pathetic at the government level, at the EU institution level, but not the people. Not the people. The people of Europe are really preparing the ground for what I call the post-genocide multilateralism that we need to be, a decolonized multilateralism without these privileges and without these unfettered and unchecked ultra-capitalist forces governing politics.
Decolonized multilateralism is a good phrase, and one we should use. Let me ask you this before I bring in another question from the audience. What is it like being sanctioned by the US on the international scene? A lot of international criminal court prosecutors and judges have also been sanctioned. You've been sanctioned. What is it like? How difficult does it make your life?
It's brutal. Look, I don't think that people can understand.
Okay,
And
so we'll get our
unlucky
tail for
because
the
I have
outlet
my
in here and the
family
light.
who has come under attack.
Make sure our copper comes up to the
Because of
top and our
same
insulation gets down into the
reason,
hole.
I've been trying to
Do the same with this one.
silence me in every possible way. But basically, as of July
Make
last
sure our
year,
insulation
I've
is
not
up into
been
the
able
yellow
to
there.
access any of my resources.
Our copper's up at the
I
top.
cannot have a bank account. I cannot receive money. I cannot make any financial transaction. And if I were someone just
Okay, we'll get our ground wires. We'll
a bank
keep them up here at
account
the
to buy
top.
online, it would be
Meow, meow, I
bad.
love
I
kitties.
travel all the time. I used to rent cars, and I used the credit card. I would not even have cash. Now I go around with a batch of notes, and it's really inconvenient. But also, I need to have someone taking care of me because I cannot access my resources. Imagine I was alone, without a family, without. And of course, there are friends saying, "Can we help you?" But it's also a matter of pride. I mean, why do I have to be financially censored?
You've committed
Come on.
you've committed
Oh my
no
God.
crimes. You've committed no crimes. And
This is the thing, the sanctions, sorry to
Okay,
interrupt,
so we'll get
Maggie,
our second
but
one in here.
it's a judgment
Make sure our copper is up in all the
without
way.
appeal that
And our
skips
tail going to the outlet
the
is
trial.
goes in here
Because had there
too.
been a trial, had there been a process, I would have had the opportunity to defend myself. And it's not just the US, it's the entire system, because banking-wise, we are wired to the US.
Which is another reason why people probably should get de-wired from the US if this is how the US uses its financial clout.
Yeah.
Don
Grab
Wagner
it
says,
straight here and
consistency, courage, modeling resistance to Palestine. Please comment on how
push it
Israel
in.
has attempted to replace the United Nations with UN Security Council Resolution 2803, and how can this be reversed by another UN Security Council resolution or the General Assembly? Will the Board of Peace fail?
But first of all, I want to share something
Okay.
that was
There's all our
was
copper up
said
at
by
the
a friend of mine here in
top.
Tunisia. He said yes about the UN
Okay, I see all of our
resolution
copper up
that
at the top here.
analyzed and criticized.
Give it a little extra push, make sure everything's all in there.
Because the UN Security
So we're gonna just
Council
open up our
is
one little tab here on the
the most
sides. We
important
can
decision-making
screw
power
our box
in
onto the
our
wall.
world. At the same time, it's organized, it's strong. Palestinians have the right to self-determination, and no one else should decide for them. And they shouldn't be guarded. They shouldn't be observed, monitored. They should be helped heal the wounds of the genocide. The reconstruction starts from taking care of the victims and from accountability. Gaza is a crime scene, and so
Okay,
investigators have to come
let's
in
get our
before the
connectors to go into our box here.
And this is one. But the second thing is the Board of Peace. Will it succeed? It depends. It really depends on us. I feel that there is, as I was saying, a human rights movement that has globalized. It has been building over the time, because you will remember 30 years ago there was the altermondialist movement that was crushed. But we have a different kind of movement where the youngest generation is also playing a very important, though not always acknowledged, role. But this movement is probably dreaming less, but it's more pragmatic. And the BDS, for example, look at the BDS, is finding fertile ground everywhere. It's the ABC of a grammar of ethical citizenship, and it works everywhere. It starts with Palestine, but it works for us. It works for the Black Lives Matter movement. It works for the indigenous people in Canada, in Australia. It works for people in Africa. So it's really about holding the system accountable. And the financial system is above accountability. We cannot afford this anymore. So Palestine has awakened us. Palestine has shown us the interconnectedness of the struggles and is moving us to mobilization. We need to know what we are moving toward. And this is why I say I do see us as part of this movement asking for respect of human rights as stipulated in human rights treaties, freedom and social and economic justice as universal values. And lastly, as I said, decolonized multilateralism enriched not just by the
Okay, so I'm just gonna
values, but also
make sure I'm in all the track all the way here. Push our connectors into the box.
Neighboring countries. This is what we need. A world for all and not for a few.
Well said. Let's take some more questions before we run out of time. Martin Archer was asking about BDS, but I think you've already answered that, so we're going to dismiss that one. And then we've got a couple of linked questions from Ala Al-Samurai says, what do you make of the UN Security Council over the last
Okay, so
2
we're gonna
years?
keep our ground wire up here at the
It's been
top.
very effective at allowing the genocide to continue, at avoiding taking measures in line with the UN Charter, which talks about the preservation of peace and security. I mean, Israel has been bombing Arab countries one after another. And I don't think the UN Security Council has intervened.
I can't find the other screw, so I'm just gonna grab another. I'm getting it all bent out of
Yes,
shape.
it has intervened, but maintaining the status quo to the point that it has a resolution that those who have committed genocide, being accomplices or weapon providers, financial
push it back
political,
in so it's not over tightened.
to dictate the fate of the people in
And
Gaza.
obviously with my light, make sure no
Away and asked the related question. First,
wires
she
are
said,
being
"You should
shit
get a
by
note
the
of
screw.
And then she asked, do you think there is a way to make the UN and the ICC, the International Criminal Court, more effective and morally clear in the short term, or will it take decades to reform these institutions?
Again, it depends. I think that we in
We'll put
global
our special cover
minority
back
and
on
the rest
here.
of the global north are not necessarily ready to endure, especially people from Caucasian background. You see what I mean? It takes a lot of effort to change the system. We are lucky because now we see. I think that if the system really fails, our concerns being much worse than
All right, we'll step
creating
up
a
on
path with
the bench here. There's no warrant on the bench, so
I think that we will miss
we'll put our box back up here on the wall.
human rights, especially freedom of expression and freedom of association, very much when we will not have them anymore.
I love you, honey.
And this is why we need to stand by the businessmen in the US who are coming together. And this is why I feel bad when people say, oh, the US is doing that. It's not the US, it's the US administration. And just take others with you. Together we are more. Together we take this
All right.
world order over.
I'm gonna hand you this picture so I don't hit it and let it fall.
Wow, I have 2 outlets down there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Whatever we
I like that.
Patricia,
Good.
a provocative question. How do you interpret the demand that Hamas and Hezbollah disarm, other than a strategy for Israel to genocide more and steal neighboring land that much more easily?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think we can agree on the fact that the methods used by Hamas and Hezbollah have targeted civilians, and Israel has targeted civilians. This is wrong on both sides. But there is something we cannot really compare Israel and Hamas and Hezbollah, because especially Israel is a state which violates international law through and through, and has generated
Put our
so
bracket
many
back up here.
distortions, including the political reality that is today Hamas. But frankly, I don't think that we should start the discussion from Hamas. Because in any case, the Palestinians have the right to be free from Israeli oppression, apartheid, and to have justice, accountability, and for the refugees to return. Am I the only one who can imagine Israel post-apartheid? Well, it seems that most of the pro-Israel supporters are so jealous of the apartheid. No, they can be a decolonized Israel. Look at New Zealand. There are people who call it Aotearoa, people with indigenous name, people who call it New Zealand. And they
It's working again. It was just
Okay,
up
so
there.
they go on our box.
Do you know where to bring batteries when they're done? We're not supposed to throw them out. I just
Yeah.
found out.
July is battery collection month, and you can put them out with the garbage, but you can set them on top of the blue bin.
Okay. Thank you. I'll just pile them up in there then. July.
Or you can take them to Wegmans.
Where's Wegman?
DeWitt.
Oh my gosh.
But July is the battery collection month. Okra.
Oh, all of July?
Yes, all of July is.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll save them. And in July, I'll put them out on the garbage.
But check the Okra website for where to put them so that they see them.
Okay, well, actually, I don't have a blue bin. You have a blue bin?
We don't have our blue bin anymore, but sometimes, like last year, I think they had us put them in a yellow bag next to your garbage can and they pick them up.
So if I put a yellow bag next to the dumpster,
Yeah, probably, yeah.
that would count?
Yeah. Okay, so we have our ground bonded to our bracket and our box, and our wire nuts are here. Reading is right. Okay. Okay. Make sure our wires are going into our box. And nothing is pinched. And let's put our little knobs back on here. Okay, let's make sure no wires are pinched anywhere. Alrighty, so how do you like the outlet I put in?
I like both of the outlets. They're wonderful.
Alrighty, so the landlord is a very good landlord, and I enjoy helping him. And
But he sold the building.
he has a very good reputation around town. He takes good care of his tenants and takes good care of his buildings.
But he sold all of his buildings. We have a new landlord.
And let's see if the kitty will say hello to us. Come here, puss.
Debbie.
Come here. Meow. Can
He
pick-
wants to get on his bench. That's his bench.
Yeah,
He's
I'm gonna see
that's.
if, can you pick him up and hand him to me? And then
Come here, Debbie, honey. You want to be in the video? No, he doesn't want. He's scared. Sorry.
okay.
We can't.
So,
He's.
uh,
But anyway, yes, because the night light is up much higher now. Instead of behind something where we couldn't see the light, now it's right there, shining. That's great. So at night it's not pitch black in here because there's no windows.
alrighty. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. All right.